Michael, so good to get the chance to speak to you today. I have sent many people your way over the years who now have successful careers as software developers. And I've seen the incredible work that you do. And so I'm hoping that you can answer a couple of questions for me about this career, what it's really like, the training options and all of that, so people can get an idea of what this job is like and if they want to choose to get trained in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to answer those questions. And yes, I'm happy to have worked with you over the years. And you sent some really great clients my way, students, and who have graduated and are very successful. So it's a pleasure to talk with you about that.
Amazing. One of the things that I love about your program is that you actually really help people find jobs. And another thing that I only discovered recently was that you also have your own company. So you've been doing this and you're teaching at the same time. Tell me a little bit about your company.
Yeah. So we have two parts to our company, the CPU Code School and CPU Code Dev. At CPU Code School, we're training people to become software developers. At CPU Code Dev, we are actually creating software. So I have a software development company for the past 20, 25 years and I'm developing software for clients with long relationships, clients for 20 years, 15 years, long-term relationships. And in fact, I hire a lot of my students to work in my software development company. So, and they are going into complex systems, so you see that they're well-trained and they're able to do it and doing a good job.
I love that. So you're actually thinking from the perspective of an employer when you're training. You're not just a professor in a classroom. You know exactly that if this person isn't good enough for me to hire, then I didn't do my job well.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, I've been in the business for a long time and I know exactly what people need to know, what their skills are, and I'm giving that over to them with the fundamentals so that they are well prepared to work in the field. Yeah.
Amazing. I think that that's the biggest thing that people are missing sometimes from a college education, but there's also a big argument towards a college education. So what would you answer to that? Should I be spending 4 years? Am I going to be missing some of the deep fundamentals, that a course is just teaching you how to do it, but maybe you don't really get the background? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, college education is always great. I'm not going to argue against college education. It's a great thing. In the software development business and in that field, a lot of the people working there do not have college degrees or college education, and the people hiring don't have necessarily college education and degrees, and therefore it's not so necessary. People who learn the skill and know it, if they have a commitment to succeed and a commitment to work hard, and they have the skills in their hand, they're being hired. So that's one thing. Another point is, yes, about the fundamentals. Yes, if somebody learns superficially, they learn how to create web pages, a little JavaScript, a little of that. So they have a very superficial understanding of software development. The way that I teach it is I teach the actual practical skills, but at the same time, I give over the fundamentals of the history and the science of it. And it's my own personal experience because I started developing software back when the first PC came out. And I've been changing with it over time as everything developed. So I'm giving over the fundamental understanding that you need, that a student will not only learn the languages and the technologies that the course is teaching, but be able to, based on that, go ahead and learn new technologies.
Okay, now just a very simple question, but there's terms like software engineer, software programmer, software developer. Is it all the same thing, or are you only training for one? What's the difference?
They are synonymous. They're very similar to each other. Just be called a computer programmer, then a software developer, a software engineer might be sounds a little bit higher. So what we are training is for people to be full stack software developers / software engineers, because during the course, we're not just teaching one part of the software development endeavor. There are many layers to it. You're going to go from what the user sees, which is the screen, to the code behind that, to the actual software system behind that, to the database behind that. I know it sounds very complex. It is. And what we're training in this course is how to do every level of it, every layer of it, so you could work on a software development team at any point. So I would say we are training what you may call a software engineer more than just a regular software developer or a full stack developer. The terms are a bit fluid.
Okay, cool. Now, just on to the technicals of your course. So you offer, I know that you had options for doing it online, doing a video, self-paced. What are you currently offering?
So we do self-paced only now. I used to teach a live class, but I found that I was unable to give over all the information in a live class. Too many questions. How much can I teach in a live class with all the interactions there are with the students? So what we created is sort of a mix. And what we do is we have the video instruction, which really starts at zero. You don't have to have any software development experience, and we teach one fundamental after another, and they're packed. So if somebody has good brains, good thinking skills, they can watch the videos and get everything that they need to do. Now, while the video is running and then there's instruction, you're also developing, writing code during the video. So we're doing it together. And a lot of the videos are like the style of, okay, this is the concept, this is how you do it, this is your assignment. Stop the video or move on to the next session. After you do your work, then you come back and you see how the instructor does the work and see if it matches what you did. After that, there's homework and there's projects with mentorship. This is the big thing we have at CPU Code School, is we have real software developers who are mentoring. So you're just working alone. If you're stuck on something, you don't understand it, you can reach out to a mentor. Mentors review your work, they mark it, and you interact with them. So it's sort of, it's like solo in a way, you're doing it on your own, but you're also working as if you're on a software development team. There's a lot of real software development interaction while you're working through the course.
Nice. So it's not like they're sitting in a classroom and then they come out. It's like by the time they're done, from what I've seen, also their portfolio and their experience is like fully on board to get their job.
Yeah, they're ready to go because they've been through the software development team experience. They didn't just work alone. They watched the video on JavaScript. Now they had to write a little bit of code. They come to a software development team, like, how do I talk to people? What's it about? We go through and not only the software development team interaction, but the student has to create a spec to write the requirements. They have to create a wireframe to diagram what it is, and then they have to implement it, and the mentors review it like it happens on a real software development team, and they test it. So the student writes the code, the mentors test it. They find bugs, they report it back using bug reporting tools. So it's a real software development experience. That's really what gets them prepared for the job.
It sounds like besides the technical skills, you're also giving them the on-the-job soft skills, communication techniques, like all that. That's
also
really
true.
nice.
Yes, that is also true.
Yeah.
Also, business understanding. So one of the things the software developers have to have is not just how to write the code. They have to understand how to listen to people, how to understand what the business requirements are. So if you're writing software for a business or an organization, how do you listen to people and understand what they need? And then you fill that need with software. So during the course, we do have such simulations where the instructor comes on as a client and says, this is my business. Can you write me a spec, which means all the requirements that are needed? Can you provide the wireframes needed, that will diagram what the software is going to do? And then can you implement it? So they get a real experience working for other people as software developers.
Besides for the self-paced option, there's a special option that you have for post-seminary girls, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, we have a cohort, as we call it, which is specifically for girls that are just returned from seminary, and we are starting that in September. And what that means is that the students are still taking the regular course like everybody else, but they are in their own group, their own cohort. They have their own Slack groups, so they're able to interact with each other and work together. Plus, we have a live class once a month for them. So that way, they also have that more of a interaction with live people, and it helps them to keep up to the same pace.
I love that. So they're used to getting the social life in the classroom and the camaraderie and like sort of the network of people who are doing similar things. It sounds like it's the place where they can make friends and have their own group to motivate each other. And that monthly class is where they're actually getting to ask their questions and share benefit from each other.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid between a live and a video class, and it has the benefits of the video that you're getting the full information without the distraction of the live class, but yet you get to work specifically with a particular group, and you also get the live class. Yeah, so it's a good mix, we feel.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. You've given us a really good summary. I really appreciate it. If anyone has additional questions, wants to know if this career is right for them in general, getting jobs, where could they find you?
So you can go to www.cpucodeschool.com. That's 3 W's, actually. I'm not sure if I said that, but it's cpucodeschool.com. And you'll find over there all information about the course and how to join and enroll and how to speak to somebody for a little bit of guidance. And of course, Shana, you are a career coach. And if anybody, I'm going to do a little promotion for you here also, because I know the great work that you do. So if anybody has questions about their career choice, Shana is a great advisor on that and a great coach on that. So you can reach out to Shana Karen at your website, which is?
Thank you. It's shanakaren.com.
Okay, cool. That's great. Thank you,
Excellent.
Brett.
Okay.